I'm Edward Warfield. I'm the publisher of CityBiz, and I'm honored today to interview Catherine Tabor, who is the founder and CEO of Sparkfly. Welcome, Catherine.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Can you provide an introduction to Sparkfly?
Yes. So at Sparkfly, what we do at our core is we have invented and patented a technology that enables the real-time item-level connectivity between coupons and promotions and any sort of media that goes out through digital channels and the physical store and above store or online point of sale system. So if you think about the Chipotle app as an example, and the promotions and the loyalty offers and all of those great offers that you get as a customer of Chipotle, we help connect all of that back into the point of sale system so that when you scan that app at the store, you get your discount or promotion or loyalty reward.
So while you were at Georgia State University, you started your first company, which was a concierge business running errands for clients. During that time, the Coca-Cola company was running an employee discount network that asked you to manage. Can you walk us through those experiences and the founding of Sparkfly?
Yeah, so I did start my first business when I was a student at Georgia State. I was working to earn extra college money and went and put flyers in mailboxes to let people know that I would walk their dog or house sit for them. And I was newly married at the time, and my husband worked for an internet company. And for $600, they built a website for my errand business. And at the time, the Coca-Cola company had realized as a large employer that they could go out to their best customers, Disney and Six Flags and AMC theaters, and support their businesses by selling tickets at a discount back to their employees. And so there was a discount network that was being run at Coke. It was being run by the HR department. And it wasn't super strategic. And so they started to look to outsource it. They did an internet search, and my errand concierge $600 website, I must have had good SEO even back then, came up, and they called me, and they didn't tell me who they were, but I had caller ID, and I saw that it was Coca-Cola. And I didn't know what an RFP was. I answered the questionnaire like a term paper. I think my accountant was my CFO, and I think my sister was on the org chart somewhere. But long story short, I ended up winning the contract to manage what was at that time about $1 million a year discount ticketing business at Coke. And so I decided that it was a chance I had to take. So I left and became an entrepreneur and started calling other companies to add to this employee network, and grew that employee discount platform to manage a little over 1 million employees nationally. So we did that with Delta Airlines and SunTrust Bank and Emory University. I found that a lot of these large employers were offering these discounts and services back to their employees as a perk. And really, because I was at the time, in my early 20s and Southern and female, and I hadn't had any real business experience, I wasn't really the prime example of a company to venture back. And so I learned, how to bootstrap and build something that was a profitable real business. So that was my first entree into my entrepreneurial life.
So what are some of the key milestones for Sparkfly since 2013?
It's interesting as I think about the evolution of the employee discount business that I started, and really what Sparkfly is today. When I was running employee discounts for these large employers, most of the coupons and discounts were online. So there were products like LinkShare that could really track those promotions online. And where there was a real gap in the market with these merchants was the ability to put a promotion out digitally and then track the success or redemption of that promotion in the physical store. And so, that is really where kind of I embarked on bridging that gap between that online and offline world, and went out and kind of invented this way to interact with the physical point of sale system.
So the digital rewards and coupon space is hyper competitive. How has Sparkfly differentiated itself?
Yeah, I think our real point of differentiation is that we have enabled a real-time, bi-directional interface between the physical point of sale system and the coupon or the media. So what the Sparkfly platform really does is when you walk in to a location and show a coupon or a QR code at the point of sale system, our platform in real time sends that whole transaction basket up to our third-party server, where we reconcile if the promotion is valid, if the items that are in the basket are there, and then we call back down to the point of sale and change that transaction total in real time. And then we get a final call back up into our server when the transaction is closed to let us know that the transaction was actually completed. And so it's not reading T-logs. It's not data that's sent to the merchant, weeks or months later. This is real-time transaction data that we're able to send back into the channels where promotions begin, so that those promotions can really be optimized in real time. So I think that's really what's very different from a lot of the providers out there, and what has, quite frankly, been, I think, one of the biggest challenges in that kind of mobile media attribution space. Point of sale systems historically are not super innovative. They're expensive, they're legacy systems, and they've really been an Achilles heel in the innovation of all of this mobile marketing, because that's kind of where the communication tends to die. Is how, I know a lot about my consumer behavior on the phone and on the internet and what they're doing digitally, but it kind of gets lost in, did a transaction happen? What did a consumer actually buy? If they're in a loyalty program or, want customized promotions, they want for me to send them relevant things and understand their purchase behavior. So I think that's really the gap that we're bridging in the market.
So are there any case studies that you could share? I know you've got Ed Pizza and First Watch and Chipotle as clients. Or any one of those that you want to share with us?
We've been very fortunate that we have a number of, successful customers that have engaged with us. We started working with Chipotle in 2017, and, they've just crossed the 25 million loyalty member marks. And so, they've continued to see their digital business grow. And I think during the pandemic, especially, having the ability to reach out to these consumers, very personally and one-on-one, and understand and reward them in a way that draws them into their stores is something that's really been very important to our customers.
And can you walk us through the history of your fundraising?
We have raised a little over $18 million in our business. We have not ever taken any traditional venture capital money. We have a handful of very successful entrepreneurial angels who have invested in our business and provided great business advice and counsel, as well as capital. So, we have charted our own path multiple times as a company. I think when you're really innovating and, trying to kind of change the way things run, I think you realize that you have to find your own way sometimes.
Is your model a SaaS model?
It is. It is. We have several areas of revenue, ways that we derive revenue, but primarily it's a SaaS per location per month fee for our platform. Of course, we have, services that we provide, an OSA to customers. We have development projects we do. We do a lot of, integrations into channel partners and things like that. And we actually have just launched a consulting practice within our business where we go into our customers and really help them architect that marketing, that digital marketing ecosystem that we think is so important for them to put together foundationally. When we went into Chipotle, as an example, we were a very foundational partner for them. I mean, they put our platform in really before they relaunched their app and launched loyalty, and there were a lot of things that kind of came after. And I think part of why they have been so successful is that they were very thoughtful in kind of keeping that end in mind and understanding where they really wanted their platform to go ultimately. And so they've built a system that is very agile and modular, and they're not boxed in to a single provider. They really have this capability to go choose best of breed partners and grow their business, and they don't, they can stay ahead of the game and not try to catch up.
So what are the growth plans? Is it internal growth, or do you have any acquisitions that you have on the horizon?
We're at a really interesting point in the business. I think we say inflection point, actually. We, COVID was actually, we did well last year. There was a lot of pent up desire that, in 2021, we've really grown a lot from a customer and revenue standpoint. And so, we're at a point where we're making some strategic decisions. Do we want to go, acquire some more business? Do we want, to maybe raise a bigger round and do some other things? I mean, we're really at a point where we're profitable as a company, which is great. So we have a lot of options, but we're really right at that point where we're thinking, what's really next for us?
How did you create that sort of environment to receive such accolades?
I do believe that I'm a servant leader. I mean, I think that I realized a long time ago that everyone is different, and the way that you really get the best out of your people is by understanding your people. I mean, one of the things that we did, I mean, we're not, an enormous organization today. I mean, we're just at under 20 people. But during the pandemic, as an example, we have, every week we had an all hands call where I was extremely transparent with our team about how the business was doing, our stability, could they count on their jobs? Were we going to have to downsize? And so I think everyone felt, at least in their work life, they felt some security during the last couple of years. And one of the things I also started doing was, on a quarterly basis, I have 30-minute one-on-ones with every single person on our team. And, it's interesting. I think some of them were a little concerned the first time we had it because, it really has no agenda. It's one of those things that, I just want to have my finger on the pulse of the people in the organization and understand, are there places that we can be better? How do we better support them? One thing as an example that came out of those conversations is some guys on my support team asked that, could they do 4-day work weeks that were 10 hours instead of 8 hours and kind of figure out how to share some of that time? And was there some flexibility that we could give them with longer hours? And so we tried it out and it worked great. So I think, it's things like that I really try to listen to my team members. I treat them like they're team members. I understand that, most people work to live. They don't live to work. And so I try to help them better live their life with Sparkfly as a part of it. And I found that that has instilled a lot of loyalty. And I really feel like you can get so much more out of 20 A players than, 50 C players. And so I think it's helped us to attract and acquire great people, and they stay. and they take care of each other. You know, if someone has to be out or wants to take a vacation, or, you know, there's this real feeling of, you know, I've got your back in our business, which I think all that feeds into that.
So is there any part of the Sparkfly story or the Catherine Tabor story that you haven't shared with us that you'd like to share with us?
I think the most important thing for me, and I'm the mother of a 15-year-old daughter, and, you know, I've been in business for a long time, and I've been told no a lot of times. And I think that, you know, listening to customers, understanding the market, really building products that solve problems, not product for the sake of product. And then not taking no for an answer. Grit to me, is the very most important attribute to success. So I think for that, for me, you know, when you're going and trying to change industries like point of sale and marketing technology, and, you know, these big long-standing industries that have not innovated quite so quickly, you have to have a resilience and know that, you know, if you truly believe in what you're doing, you just never give up.
I want to thank you for sharing your story. It's a great story. We love sharing it with our readers in all of our cities, and we wish you the best of luck as you move through this next inflection point. And please keep us apprised as you move forward. Thanks, Catherine.
I will. Thanks, Edwin. Take care. Bye-bye.